Hey people, it is Saturday, March 25th. The time is 3:53 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 3 degrees Celsius. And that was the station formerly known as Yonge Station I was just in. But in 2002 it was renamed to Shepard Yonge when the Line 4 extension opened up. And this is the intersection of Anndale Drive and Yonge Street, and there's a look to the south. So in that direction, you'll eventually pass through Midtown and then make your way into downtown and down to the lake. But for this one, I'll be walking north through the Willowdale neighborhood along Yonge Street here in North York. And as you can see, it's raining. It's been raining all morning and all afternoon. And this is the intersection of Yonge and Sheppard coming up. And I think the last time I did a walk through this neighborhood, at least on a pre-recorded video, was back in November. Although about a month ago, I did a walk through here during a snowstorm. That was at night, and I started up near Finch. And the bus bays for Shepard Yonge Station are just over there. I think there are 6 entrances to the station. And it opened back in 1974 when the line was extended up to Finch. And line 4 starts here and it heads eastwards, coming to an end at Don Mills Road, right at Fairview Mall. And it looks like there's going to be a pretty big tower going in on the southwest corner there. And on the right is the Young Shepherd Center, which formerly housed a Cineplex Odeon cinema. But when they took over Famous Players and merged the two chains together, the Famous Players up at Empress Walk, which is just to the north of here, became a Cineplex, and they closed this one down. There's someone closing up their umbrella. And maybe I'll follow suit. And there is a Perry Baguette. When I moved to Korea back in 2017, I used to go there for lunch every day. I believe it's a Korean chain. Although I saw one in Boston not too long ago. They've been sort of popping up all over the place. There's a Korean fried chicken spot across the street, The Fry. This whole area has sort of been referred to as Toronto's second Koreatown, or Koreatown North. There's a Government of Canada office. So this is north of the east side of Yonge Street. Another Korean-style fried chicken restaurant has popped up. I believe that is new as well. Mapo Gamjatong Restaurant and Bar. There's also a lot of Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese, and other Asian restaurants in this area. Hello? GVAY 768 Tesla, good job. I can't wait to put that one on TikTok and listen to the comments of people telling me I was walking too slow. What they don't realize is when you're using a stabilized camera, it tends to look like you're moving slower than you actually are. Here's a look at a fine Toronto driver making a left turn. Let's hope they execute this one safely. Oh, they're actually doing a U-turn. Here is Hollywood Avenue. And several weeks ago, I was on a plane to the Dominican. And it flew over this area, just off in that direction, and I got a pretty neat aerial view. And it's really amazing how just along Yonge Street and a block to the east and west of it, there's this huge cluster of massive high-rises from just north of Finch down to Sheppard. But then it's just surrounded by a sea of low-density housing. And that's kind of a testament to the city's poor residential zoning. There's the Meridian Arts Center across the street. Just in case the camera got hit. Fresh burger. Tastes good, like a hamburger should. I think I could have come up with something better than that. So coming up is North York Center, and that's where you'll find North York Center subway station. And although Line 1 was expanded north in 1974, Finch Station, or rather North York Center Station, didn't appear until 1987. And just across the street is the former North York City Hall and Mount Lastman Square. Now it's just a City of Toronto administrative building, since North York was merged into the megacity back in the late 90s. And here is Empress Walk, this complex on the right that used to have a Future Shop, which became a Best Buy. That's where you'll find the Cineplex movie theater, formerly a famous Players Silver City. Marble Slab Creamery. That's new. There's a Wendy's. We'll just take a quick peek in here. There's a Loblaw supermarket. And directly across is a Tokyo Smoke cannabis retailer. Did you ever think you'd see one of those in a shopping center? And there's a neat establishment that opened up not too long ago here. Called Oyo. And there it is. It gives me Japanese arcade vibes. It's mostly just claw machines. But I was here right when it opened and it was not busy at all. $4 per play, however much those cost. Well, if you have little ones and a whole bunch of change to burn, this might be a good pit stop. And you can enter the North York Center on that side. Yeah, let's head up on that side. Why not? Rather, the North York Center station. And this will take us over to the west side of Yonge Street. And I could head into the office complex over there. And there's a food court as well, which I don't think will be open today. Look at that puddle. All right, maybe I'll cross back over to the east side here at Parkholme Avenue in the historic community of Lansing. The rain has started to pick up again. I will redeploy the umbrella. It's really just to keep the camera and the audio gear clear. The condification of Yonge Street continues. And that guy needs to be riding on the street. Speaking of which, there's a plan to put bike lanes that's been approved by City Council, and the design will be finalized in 2025. With construction to begin in 2026 through this stretch. I think we'll see a lane reduced in either direction, expanded sidewalks, and the much needed bike lanes installed. And it looks like that's the future site of a food hall. Normally food court is the term we use. Looks like there's a commercial component and a residential component. And Structube has left the building. That place did not have a very good reputation over the pandemic. They would often sell items with an expected delivery date of maybe a month or two, and 6-7 months would go by and people wouldn't have their goods yet. There's all kinds of nightmare stories on Reddit about people who ordered through them. That's weird. The guy driving that Volvo easily could have just fit into this spot. Cheese Garden, Modern Cheesecake Cafe. Wonder if that's similar to Uncle Tetsu. Curb lane closure ahead, slow down. Says the upside down sign. There's the Owl of Minerva, an excellent Korean restaurant. There's a place I'm not likely to go to, Mr. Fish. Yuck. No offense to those that are fish connoisseurs. And we're at Church Avenue. There's a Metro supermarket. This graveyard is a rare remnant of the time when Willowdale was a small agricultural community centered around this stretch of Yonge Street. Given all the intense development pressures on this area, you have to wonder if this graveyard will hold out too long. I don't see any flowers or wreaths or anything like that, and I don't think I've ever seen that here. I think these people are so long gone that these grave sites don't get visited very often. And the rain seems to have let up. Wonky Barbecue and Bar since 1981. One thing I really do appreciate about this area, despite the cookie cutter appearance of a lot of these retail fronts, is there are a lot of smaller store spaces in these newer condos. You'll often find new buildings are dominated by larger retail spots, which tend to go to bigger corporations, banks, Shoppers, Rexall, and chain stores. And I think that's intentional. It's more appealing to sell a property if you're going to attract a bigger, more financially secure tenant than having a lot of smaller units where you're definitely going to have higher turnover. But it really adds to the neighborhood and the community when you have smaller retailers like this, so I'm all for it. I do not even know what this place is. Zanggilang? How to eat. Step 1, get a bowl. Step 2, get ingredients. Step 3, get a drink. Step 4, pay. Step 5, find a place to sit. Here's soon-to-do Gulsop. I've always been a big fan of their Koreatown location. Takeout cash, 10%. And hey, they took off their NIMBY sign. They used to have a no bike lanes on Yonge Street sign right there. Sangji fried bao. There's O-Bar. That's a popular spot at night. It's not even open right now. There's a Hot Star Taiwanese fried chicken. I've seen a few of those locations close down. It's good to see this one still going. And those buildings up on the left are the North American Center. I think this closer building was dubbed the Xerox building. And back in 2006, I took a job in that second building at a company, and it was an excellent company to work for. After about a year, I called it quits, packed up, and moved to Korea. So that was the last place I worked. And ironically, I lived here, or I worked here. And I would often go to Nakwon across the street for lunch. But I lived in Koreatown at the time, or right next to it. So I was living in Koreatown, I was working in another Korean area, and then I moved to Korea. And no, I'm not obsessed with K-pop or anything like that. And we're at Finch. There's a look to the west, where the Finch West LRT line will be opening west of Finch West Station in the near future. And Reese from RM Transit put up an excellent video on that. But what I think I'm going to do is end this one here, right at the entrance to Finch Station. I'm going to take a brief break, and I'm going to plan out a walk that goes north of here through Newton Brook up to Steeles, where the city of Vaughan and the city of Markham are located in Thornhill. What is this Mazda doing? It's just sitting there in the right lane, no four-ways on. Good job, people. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this walk, starting just south of Sheppard Avenue, heading north up Yonge Street to Yonge and Finch in Willowdale. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And if you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing below the video as well. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!